Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts and life journey. You can call in each week to receive spiritual guidance, personal readings, and we'll answer your questions. We'll talk with luminary experts on meditations, the afterlife, energy healing, past lives, and much more. Join our Seeing Beyond spiritual community to learn more about expanding your mind, body, and soul, and have fun on your journey to empowered transformation.
Hey.
Hello, Cheryl.
Hi,
Did you
Kelley.
go live on IG yet?
No.
Go live
Because
on IG now.
I don't see it happening on the preview. Do I have to
So
click
go
on
there. You should have a preview. Mine went and showed already. Are you seeing any preview? Look now.
No, but I can go ahead and go live. I see a black square that says preview, but
Nothing. You have to have an image in there.
I don't see an image.
That's interesting. Did you put in the stream key?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, weird. Let me try to go live for you. Text me your stream key and I will set it up. Okay?
Okay.
So just text me a new stream key.
Okay. I'm going to send it through Facebook.
Yeah. So, hi, everybody. Welcome. We're still figuring out IG because we're trying to go as many places as we can. So bear with us for a moment as we try to connect Cheryl to IG. I got my IG connected, and now I'm going to try to connect hers. So we're happy to be here and excited to see you guys. And let's see.
So I sent it through Facebook.
I got it.
I think I had 2 Instagrams. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, we are doing it right now. Boom.
Well, hi, everyone. I'll say hi to Kelley.
So now hit go live. Now that you did that again, hit go. See if you have the preview.
I
get
don't
a preview.
I just see a black screen that says connect.
Give it a second. It takes about 30 seconds to 45 seconds.
Kelley, I don't know how you do these things.
I don't know either, but hit go live once the preview shows.
I'm hitting go live. Oh my
God. So maybe I have to do it each week, not you.
Kelley.
I don't know why, but maybe I have to set them both up. Well, we did it. We're live on IG, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Facebook. Yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Wednesday, and so excited to see you guys.
Happy
Thank you for being patient.
Guys, we are so lucky to have Kelley, who's such a tech wizard, and also we have Brianna, tech nerd, and we have Brianna backstage. She's our third with us. So thank you, Brianna, for being with us tonight. And we want to welcome all of you to our Seeing Beyond Living Transformed radio show, where tonight's show, it's a special show. We kind of do this every now and then. Like, we want to ask you questions, or we want you to ask us questions. We really want to kind of jog that, golden nuggets and see what questions you may have for a medium, or how do you explore metaphysics, or maybe questions for readings as well. So tonight's show, it's called Mastermind Show. We're catching up with the community, and we'd love to hear how you're doing. You know what? We have a full moon tonight. Tomorrow night.
Oh my God, do we really?
Night. It's tomorrow.
I didn't notice that. I love full moons.
You're already feeling it or not? You're already
feeling it. I must be.
Because I was everyone, it's either in the healing prayer circle, I was telling everyone it's either a surge of energy that you feel around the full moon, or you may feel tired and want to take a nap. And either way is okay. It's just that the full moon, like, pay attention to how you're feeling those few days around the full moon.
Welcome, Sylvia. Welcome, Bianca. Bianca, we're going to be doing mostly little short readings, and we might bring 1 or 2 people online to do a reading with, but I don't know if we're going to be going in depth. And I feel like, Bianca, you might want to an actual reading, a full reading, because I know you really want to hear from your brother. So we will do our best, and hopefully, he might come through, but I can't guarantee tonight, Bianca. Okay, but we're going to try. I know you love your brother, and he's been coming through a lot. He must like me and Cheryl.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
see everybody on Instagram. I mean, this is like real now. Like I can see
Yeah, we
Instagram.
can see everybody.
I just
It's
see
so exciting.
Rena, Laura, Anna. We have Sassy, Susie Katz. We have Sarah. Thanks for being with us, and many more. I love it. I love all of this. We just want to tell you guys how much we appreciate you. Tonight is really your show. It's about you getting to ask two evidential mediums anything you want to ask about metaphysics, angels, guides. Maybe you want to ask a question about, you know, around your life or connecting with your departed loved ones. So really, a mastermind is where we all come together and have these wonderful discussions about the afterlife or really the energies that are happening now on this planet.
What is that noise, Cheryl?
I don't know. I hear
It sounds like a toilet flushing.
well, I not on my, but I hear your little
It wasn't on my end, but it sounded like somebody just flushed the toilet on our sound.
I hear your bunny fingers typing the keyboard. I hear your
No, this was like actual like bubbles and
I don't know.
Did nobody else hear that? Am I the only one hearing things? Oh my gosh. That was so weird. I was like, what is going on? Okay, well, I don't know. I was typing on Instagram just letting everybody know, like, you know, what we're doing and how the show works. Did you guys hear that, Jeffrey? Let me know in the comments. You heard it. Okay. Did it not sound like a toilet, Allison? Tell me, did it? Am I losing my mind? It sounds better now. Some sort of an echo. It sounded like somebody flushed the bathroom.
Look, I think it's funny, Kelley. I mean, just this show.
It was so weird.
Spirit-filled, a fun-filled evening tonight. Oh my God!
Yeah, see, I'm not imagining it. Okay, he heard it. Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm not insane, everybody.
That sounds like a little bubbling fountain or something, maybe. But how funny!
Yeah, everybody heard it, so I wasn't the only one. And then Kid has a sweet comment for us that I want to post real quick and thank her. It says, I would like to thank you ladies for answering a question I asked on behalf of my friend Elise Faye, who was feeling a bit stuck in her job. You encouraged her to keep going and that there would be multiple offers in the new year. She is killing it in the interview department. It is one big interview after another. Thank you. Yay! Love to hear that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good for your friends.
Kat.
She is receiving abundance from the universe. So that's part of manifesting is receiving it.
Yes.
Wow, like kind of getting out of our own way. You know, if you want to go into manifesting, Kelley and I can talk about manifesting all night long, but really getting out of your own way is a big part of manifesting. Spirit kind of take the lead. I want to say hi to Jose, and I also saw Peggy. Hey, Peggy, I saw Peggy join us. I see Bianca, of course. Jose is such a big supporter for both you and I.
I know. You're so sweet, Jose. Thank you for always being there for us. And Deirdre Wagner and Amy Spring. Thank you, guys. It's beautiful.
Can we jump into a reading right now? Because I'm just being drawn.
Go for it.
Because this is your show tonight, everyone. It's a mastermind show, and I felt so drawn to go right into a reading tonight. But we'll be answering your questions and talking about spirit all night long. So Deidre is asking, hello, lovely ladies. I'm at a crossroads in my life. I am trying to decide on what career to focus on. They are very diverse fields, pharma sales, starseed teacher, advisor, or trading. Well, the way I answer this for you, Deidre, because I'm definitely feeling drawn to the latter, the second option, because I feel this particular career path for you, the starseed, the advisor, the teacher, the training, I do feel this more of a passion for you or a call I do feel that that's definitely the right path for you. There's certainly nothing wrong with pharma sales. If anything, if you wanted to do both for a while or you had to do both for a while, no problem there. But I do feel that you're being called. I don't know. Do you feel that, Deidre, being nudged, like you're being tapped on the shoulder from the spirit world, uh, asking you to step in and do a lot more healing work? I even see you definitely doing more star seed work, just to tell you. So I hope this is helpful for you. Have a wonderful night. Stay with us. Ask questions if you want to, Deidre. We love having you on the show tonight. Thank you.
And we have some questions backstage. So, Sassy Susie Katz from IG, what was it like growing up in junior high and high school? Did others treat you differently or try to take advantage of your gifts? So I wasn't really open about my gifts in junior high or middle school, but I do think that my friends knew I was intuitive because I was the one that everybody came to for advice on relationships and their love life and everything in general. And for some reason, I just gave all the advice and everybody just came to me, and it was always the way it was. And amongst my friends that I'm very close with, that I grew up with since probably we were all best friends in middle school and we're still close now, they always used to say, like, if you need advice or if you need to know something, you just go to Kelley because she's so accurate. So they were like the first to tell me, we always knew you were a medium and a psychic. We just figured you knew it. Even though I did know it, I never acknowledged it. So for me, I don't think anybody took advantage of it. I just think that people were drawn to me naturally for that information. What about you, Cheryl?
You know, I didn't talk a lot about my abilities in junior high or high school. I did talk about it in, when I set up my business part of it. My close friends knew all along that I was intuitive. I did readings very part-time-ish, but I mostly kept it to myself. I have to say I was doing kind of the traditional career path
Mm-hmm.
until I had the angels come to and say, we need you to do this work so we can reach more people and we will help you. And ever since then, it's been a beautiful experience. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just thought that was a great question. Thank you, Sassy Susie Katz. I'm a cat lover as well. And then there was one other. I did a reading, I guess it says Monique on IG was on with me earlier today. So I went live earlier today and I had mentioned her mom. She just wanted to validate she was correct. There is so much more she would have to say. Unfortunately, when I go live on social media like this, we don't go into a deep reading. We just bring in a few things because we don't have the time to connect. But if I'm just not feeling it right now. I don't know if Cheryl, if you feel anything right now, if you want to connect with her mom. But whatever I brought through earlier, I can't remember. It was just a basic, quick message, basically. I did quick readings.
I would let that be what that was, and really just with that and sit with that energy, because your mom is definitely still here.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you did a one-on-one with us or any other medium that you feel drawn to, you would get a more in-depth reading and get the information that you were needing from your mom. But I always like to tell people, don't go into a reading with expectations of what you think they're going to say, because you're going to block spirit, because spirit is going to have their own mind, and they're not who they were when they were here. They're a little bit more aware and understand, and they come through with, I want to say, they're very intelligent. They come through what we need to hear, and maybe it's not what we want to hear. And that can really affect the message that you're receiving. So be aware of that. We can't be like, I need specific details. I want you to ask my mom this. It doesn't work like an interview, unfortunately. If it did, it would be amazing. I mean, I would love that, to talk to my son. I'd be like, hey, how are you doing today? I mean, I can talk to him like that, and I feel his energy and I feel his love, but it's not a two-way conversation like that. It's more like a game of charades, and you're getting all these pieces to put together. It's like a whole new language, basically. So it's not like I can be like interviewing spirit. I wish I could. I really do. So I wanted to mention that. And
say, Kelley, that not only do readings on this radio show every week, or most weeks we do. But for those of you meeting us for the first time, Kelley has a website, mediumkelley.com. I'm at mediumcheryl.com, and we'd love it if you'd sign up for our newsletters, because we're always trying to teach through our newsletters, through letting you know what we're up to. Kelley and I both do readings privately on Zoom or by phone. We also do those beautiful small group readings, which I did mine last night. Kelley, I think, has one coming up. I'm not sure when. You'll let us know.
March. Because I'm traveling all of February.
Mine is coming out every month, but really the small group readings that we do it's an amazing way to, if you've never experienced a reading with either one of us, it's a nice way to have a reading on Zoom in a group environment. It's a small number of people and everyone gets a reading. And that way, you can really feel the energy and get to know us better. So, private reading with myself, but maybe those small group readings are the way to go.
Okay, that's great. And then Iran Williams on IG, how can I raise my vibrations at work? I mean, you're great at giving techniques for that, Cheryl. You go for that one, because I know you have a lot of...
I have had to do that, when I was working a traditional day job, so to speak, and I can tell you how I do it now. But in the traditional day job, look, you really want to make sure you're grounded. You got to start off with practicing grounding and connecting with Mother Earth. But I do want to say, feeling gratitude in your heart and knowing who you are and feeling your own energy coming from your heart and your core, so to speak, is really a nice way to step into your office space, because you know who you are and you know how good your energy feels. Because I felt right away when I read that question, I thought, oh my goodness, you're an empath. And
yes.
I bet people wear you out sometimes, or, maybe they lift you up sometimes, because that's what empaths do. We can either be lifted by other people's energy, or certainly it can be taxing or draining. So make sure if you ever feel like you're being bombarded, that you step away, take a 5-minute break or step outside and get some sunshine. That'll definitely keep your energy up.
Yeah, water too. Water, drinking plenty of water. So when you're an empath, a lot of times empaths in the work field end up in positions like management, HR, or if you're not like in a traditional work environment, they become hairdressers, therapists, psychologists, because your need to help and fix and make everybody happy, works really well in those kind of career paths. So I notice a lot of empaths are in those career paths. I was in HR for like almost 30 years, and I'm still in HR for our own company. Basically, I do all the HR. And, HR can really take a toll on you being in an environment at an office space with lots of people. It's draining. So it's really good to have great boundaries and to protect your energy. So have a routine maybe in the morning where you set this invisible imagine like an invisible wall around you as well. That's really helpful. Just imagining this like glass wall where only love can get in, but no other drama gets in. And it really can help. Water is cleansing. And so when I used to get stressed out and get headaches around 2 p.m. every day was my thing when I worked in an office environment. I had to go outside and I would drink a bottle of water, and it would take the headache away. It would give me more energy and my second wind, and I would come back refreshed. So, those things help as well. They're simple and easy to do if you're not super spiritual. Oh, 5th grade teacher. You have all my prayers. That's a hard job. 5th grade. Oh my gosh, those kids are, they're very, I want to say demanding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So God bless you. There's a lot of questions in the comments too, Cheryl. Did you want to pick one? I'm just reading the IG ones right now.
May I ask the IG, because we're both seeing the same IG comments, I think.
No, you're getting your own, and then Brianna's pasting yours and mine in the private chat for us.
Okay.
To help us. Thank you, Brianna. See, she's pretty amazing. And the only reason she's so amazing is because she has my blood draining through her because she's my niece.
Well, I'm not.
She's laughing at me. Sorry, Brianna, but you got all the good genes from me. I know your mom's your mom, but your mom has a little bit of me, so you got all my stuff. That's why you're so amazing.
Look, I saw this question, Bianca Santana, and
Empath.
I wanted to, and Kelley, jump in here because my friend, I can definitely feel the anxiety. I just feel like it's overwhelming. It does definitely feel like the empath, meaning you're just wonderfully super sensitive, which is a superpower, but we have to understand how to take care of ourselves and, not be, and really spend time energizing ourselves, so to speak, through meditation or getting enough rest, practicing grounding, eating a balanced meal, like maybe doing something fun, whatever brings you joy, going to a movie, what have you, reading a book. But I do feel your anxiety will get better the more you can ground yourself and meditate. Because I feel spirit wants to talk to you, Bianca, and it's almost like they're asking you to listen. So in meditation, we listen, right? Meditation, we're there. We are.
No expectations.
Expectations. We're just breathing, following the breath in and out, and having patience with it too. I get a sense either you're hard on yourself or you're always feeling like you're behind in your day. So I hope this helps, Bianca. We definitely are sending you love and light.
Bianca, I've had anxiety my whole life, and two things helped me: learning about my gifts and understanding them and how to manage my energy. And the other thing was I learned, because of my child, he has anxiety as well, my youngest. I need protein every 2 to 3 hours. I can't go 6 hours without a meal. I have to have something in between because it makes my anxiety worse. So you might be a little bit like that where you need. So I used to start, they don't have them anymore, but I used to carry Tiger bars because I like peanut butter and they taste like peanut butter, right? I would carry them in my purse for myself and my son. He's 16 now. But every 2 to 3 hours, we would like have a Tiger bar if we weren't, and then we'd have our lunch, right? But I needed that snack. So maybe having a good protein snack throughout the day so that you're always keeping that, that hunger thing. Because a lot of times, I don't know if you're like me, I forget to eat. That can make the anxiety pretty strong as well. So I do think a healthy diet, water is important, but also, really learning to manage and understand your energy. I've had severe panic attacks almost my whole adult life, and my daughter has them now, and she's 25. And thankfully, my younger son does not have them. I've taught him differently because I know better now. So, it does help. Yeah.
I love everything you said. And just to add to this, I feel like there's more people with anxiety on the call that we need to address this. Like, let's really dive for a moment into this, Kelley, because Anna is mentioning Wim Hof breath work. I don't know if you can post that because I can't.
Where's that?
In the private chat, can we post?
Oh, Brianna, could you put that in the public chat so we can put it up on there?
Name of Wim. I mean, this is a beautiful man who teaches breath work. He's the gentleman who does all the ice baths. I mean, and it's called the Wim Hof method. And
I'm going to check it out. I haven't heard of it.
This gentleman is teaching how the use of really cold water stimulates your brain and your energy, and just finishing a shower with cold water when you're showering, finish it with cold water for 10 seconds and build it to
really, Cheryl? Really? Cold water?
Yeah, cold water.
That sounds painful.
You have to get used to it. It's pretty incredible.
I put a heater in my bathroom, so when I get out of the tub, it's warm.
It's breath work also. You probably have the warm towel. Do you have the warm towel?
I get all the warm stuff. I'm like shivering. And I'm in Sacramento. It gets cold here. But I'll try it in the spring or summer.
Definitely. It's remarkable. It's really getting popular right now. So thank you for mentioning.
I will check it out. Whoever mentioned that, thank you.
going on?
Thank you. We have so many questions in the comments here. Let me just post this one because I feel drawn to her. She says, my husband was laid off. He was doing some work to help a friend and now has a hernia and has to have surgery. Oh, I'm so sorry. Financially, it's scary. Do you see financial stability by way of a new job for him? I do see him going in a new direction because I feel like his other job was more physically challenging on him and it wasn't something he enjoyed. I almost feel like this is pushing him in a direction of to find something he enjoys and make money at it. So I do see him going in a new direction. I know he's a little bit hesitant right now, but I do know that he's going to give in and go with this, but he's fighting it is what it feels like. He really is struggling because he's comfortable and he didn't want to make changes, but the change is going to be good in the long run. He's going to make more money, I feel, and do better. And I do feel like the next 3 months is important, and this is when these opportunities and changes start to happen over the next 3 months. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments if any of that resonates, Sylvia. Okay, and do you feel drawn to anybody?
No, I was just going to encourage everyone to ask a question again and put it in the comment section. I'm looking right now about for comment section, but I just want to tell you that the energies of 2024, they're quite unique this year. We're stepping into the year of the wood dragon, I believe, and there's a lot of information happening. So I know Kelley feels the same about if you're being drawn to be a light worker, or if you're being encouraged, or if you feel calling to, be of service or learn meditation or mediumship, psychic abilities. I know not only do Kelley and I teach it, but we would be thrilled to help you in any way we can. So that's why we love asking you asking questions, because I do believe you're called to be a healer or psychic, intuitive. Please follow that calling. Trust your gut on that.
Yes, and we have some great comments from IG tonight. Oh my gosh, so many people posting amazing questions, comments. We are getting to them. Give us time, be patient. But here's one I do want to share, and I think Brianna's going to put it in the comments for us here in a minute. And I think it's a great thing to touch on right here. From Lakers, Jersey. I had a dream my brother was shot on duty a month before he was killed, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Does my brother blame me for not telling anyone? No, he doesn't. You obviously have a gift. That was more for spirit trying to help prepare you. I know that other people have, dreams before someone dies. And it's not easy. I personally have asked spirit not to do that to me. I don't want to know. But I did have signs, or I want to say a feeling about my son. I always knew when he was going to pass. So, and it's not something that I wish on anybody. But you can set boundaries with spirit so that you don't get, told these things. And your brother knows that wouldn't have been your place to tell. It was more for you, is my feeling. Spirit told you because you needed to prepare emotionally, even though it was probably like a horrible nightmare at first. It wasn't to upset you or your brother. I feel like that was just because you're an empath, you're a sensitive, and you're connected to spirit. It was just what happens. Like they wanted you to know to help you prepare emotionally. That's what I feel. But I mean, I could be wrong. What do you think, Cheryl?
Well, I'm letting you take this one, Kelley.
It's a hard one.
It was beautiful what you said, so I loved it.
Yeah, I knew from age 4 that my son was going to die before age 22. He passed on his 20th, right before his 21st birthday. I knew it. Don't know how I knew it. I told so many people. I told other mediums. I told everybody. I was so worried, and I wanted people to reassure me that it wasn't happening. But nobody would, which was very disturbing, And so it's not fun. And I'm sorry that happens to you. And all I can think of is that it helped me prepare for his loss in a weird way, unconsciously. So maybe that's what that was about, because you and your brother had a very close relationship, I feel. I feel like he was very connected to you, and you were very connected to him, and you were there for each other a lot. So I do think that this was like more to help you. And then she says, whoops, where'd it go? It slipped my mind. I never thought about it till the day he passed and the dream came back to me. See, it's just almost like a mental preparation for your soul. It's like sometimes our higher self knows things that we physically don't remember or know, but when it happens, it's like we feel like, okay, I was ready for this. And even though we're never ready to lose somebody, especially a brother or, or family members, it does, I think, kind of like be like, okay, I expected this or I felt this and, I can do this. I can handle this. It's not easy, but we can handle it. So I hope that helps. And here's somebody who shared their story. So I dreamt of my brother's death a month before he died. And then a month after, he appeared to me in my room and told me not to wake up mommy because he was happy and had to go back. My mom always had a premonition all his life too. Yeah, see, it happens. You have a gift. You're probably very much a medium and connected to the spirit world, and that's why this is happening. It's not easy. It's not easy having this gift. Yeah. I'll leave that with you. I hope that resonates. And there's lots of comments in the back in the private chat too that she's posting from Instagram if you want to read those. Okay. We have some amazing comments tonight. I just want to thank everybody. We appreciate this. And she said, or somebody says, yes, it all resonates. Honestly, I feel he is scared and I'm trying to help him, but it seems difficult to help because I don't know what he wants to do. He is so talented. He could do anything. I'm confused on that one. That's a different person. Who is that? Oh, okay. That's a different. Okay, there's 2-part comment. Sorry, confused. Okay, that's the one about the hernia. Okay, sorry, I got mixed up there. I was like, who's that? Yeah, it's not fun. I don't wish that on anybody. I think, after RJ passed, my son, I was like, Spirit, I don't want to see death. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to know before it happens. I just want to be surprised like everybody else because it's a burden, in my opinion. And so it's not for me. It's not for everybody, but some people appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cheryl, you pick a comment.
I have about, I think it was Donna asking about her husband. She said, are there any messages from my husband? That was Donna. And I can't find her link, but anyway, Donna is asking about her husband who's crossed over. And Donna, I just want to tell you that I felt so much happiness with your husband, and I saw a birthday cake, and I just want to say I think it's a birthday that just passed or just happened. I also heard something about your knees and how much you enjoy dancing. I do feel there's so much love with him. He's over on the other side. Like I just feel him dancing kind of to the old style dancing that they used to do, the ballroom dancing or of course the rock and roll, but it does feel like 70s music in that way with the rock and roll. But I want to say that I think he's around you a lot. And I'm just hearing that you wear still some of the jewelry from him, the necklace from him that reminds you of him, and that he wants you to know that he's in the stars and the moon. That's what he says. So I'm going to leave you with that, Donna, and just sending you love and hugs. And I know this is a mini reading, so I'm sure there's so much more there.
That is beautiful, Cheryl. I totally resonate with all that for you. I felt the same thing. Here's a great question from Gabby on YouTube. How do you help guide an empath young person that is experiencing an awakening that is scary for them at times? I can answer that because I went through that with my son when he was 4. Well, it started when he was younger. I mean, it literally started as an infant, but it wasn't clear to me until he was 4 when it was very clear that that's what was happening. And one of the things I did, because I hadn't even embraced my own gift. I knew I had it, but I was ignoring it. I started developing and learning about the energy and understanding it. And through that, I met a child psychologist who was a medium, and her name's Maureen Healy. She does Zoom things and mentors children. And she is amazing. And she helped me and my son learn to manage our energy and helped him kind of learn how to shut it down and not be fearful of it. And I think that's so important to teach children. And when he was about 12, because he's 16 now, he said, I just want to be a normal kid. I'm turning it off. And he turned it off. That's not to say he's still not super intuitive. He just doesn't want to be part of that world right now. And I respect that. And to have that option, that's like, we all have that option. I could say, like, I don't want to do this anymore and shut it off. And I love that I taught him that he knows that if he needs to turn it on, he can. So it's real important to learn and understand it as much as you can so you can help that young person and help them teach. And here's Maureen's website. I highly recommend her to any parent or even aunt or grandparent who has a child that's like this, even just to read her blogs, her books. She has some fantastic books. I think it's called The Energetic Child and something else. She's written 3 or 4 amazing books. I highly recommend her to everybody. So check her out if you have a child. But I've been through this and I was a child like this. And so I know that her techniques help. That's what I'm going to say.
I see one I'm being drawn to, Kelley. This is from Amy Spring, and she's asking about she started a business to help caregivers. She's asking because I know, right? Thank you so much, Amy, for what you're doing. It's slow financially and wondering if this will improve or if I need to look for a job. I feel drawn to be in this entrepreneur for caregivers. I do feel like you're at the right place at the right time. I do feel either the location or something about the building, something about the location. I just felt at changing that or adding energy to it because I just feel like it doesn't have a pop, that pop feeling around the energy. I would want to make it more feng shui or more welcoming. I also felt something around marketing and not to spend money on it, but it is something around marketing or social, like getting yourself out there, however that works, maybe through a referral. But I do feel, Amy, this is a big company. This is a big job you're undertaking, and I do feel it to really grow and expand. So I hope that's helpful, Amy. Is that what you're picking up?
Yeah, I feel like, getting herself out there with like advertising, but almost like word of mouth within the community as well. So maybe even like old school, like having a flyer and going from different, businesses that would hire an adult help hire adult, caregivers. Going to the hospitals or the facilities, that you would be getting clients from and just reaching out and making relationships. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you have to do the groundwork. That's what it feels like. Yes. Let's see. Hi from Australia. Hello, Kylie. Thank you for following us from Australia. What time is it there now? And she said, thank you, I will do. You're welcome, Amy.
Amy,
another empath. I think it's anxiety night because there's so many comments about that. And I'm so glad we can touch upon this because I had suffered from panic attacks most of my adult life. They started when I was about 16 after getting mugged the first time by gunpoint and carjacked in LA. That's what you get when you grew up in Venice. And I started to have panic attacks, and I didn't understand them until I started developing as a medium. And then I also, my daughter is an empath, but she's totally closed-minded to my spiritual work, so she still suffers from her anxiety. She's 25, and I try to help her, but the only way I can help her is just to be supportive for her because she's not open to hearing techniques. But I think that when I started developing and understanding my gifts and meditating and learning to manage my energy, I no longer had those panic attacks. And they could be so, like, I wasn't able to go to a concert. I couldn't go into large crowds. I had panic attacks going to the gym. Any place public where there was a lot of people, it was hard. Even a new job, I would have anxiety. I could do interviews, but going into a new work environment where there was a lot of people, I got so overwhelmed. And one of the things is that I'm not only an empath, I actually hear everyone's thoughts in my head, and it can be overwhelming and cause me so much grief because not everybody's nice and has nice thoughts. And so it would make me feel so insecure. And I had to learn to overcome all that. And I have to say, none of that bothers me anymore. And I've tuned them all out now. And I only hear the love. And that's the intention that I set. So I go in everywhere very confident now, and knowing I have a good boundary, I have a good protection around me that only love gets through. That took practice, but it can happen for anybody. And I believe it. I even taught my child that. So it is hard, but you can do it. And knowing that when you lose somebody that you love and you're an empath, all it does is open you up spiritually, and you can start to become overwhelmed because you feel spirit energy as well, and you don't understand what it is. So be aware of that as well. Yes, I feel everybody's pain and sadness, and it makes it worse too. That's why boundaries are so good. Do not tune into people anymore. I stopped doing that. I used to do it all the time, but I no longer do that. Setting boundaries and staying grounded before doing readings. I set that intention. It's like a constant daily thing. I wake up the first thing in the morning. I set my intention for the day. I set the intention to be grounded, to make sure I have a good boundaries, and that I am open for spirit for my readings, and that only love comes through and important information. So setting those boundaries is so important. What about you, Cheryl?
Yeah, Jessica, and for Sylvia and for everyone. But Jessica, I do feel like you have a lot of mental energy happening, Jessica. And I want to say that your energy goes out very easily. And I want you to call it home. I want you to understand
Yes.
about, having energy boundaries. And Sylvia's asking, how do you do it? And I want to share with you, Sylvia, using affirmations. It's more of that setting the intention, and the energy follows the intention, saying, I have my healthy boundaries set up. I am grounded. I am in my own energy field. I am very aware of my surroundings. I am love and compassionate. These affirmations help you create a beautiful energy aura around you, but it helps you kind of keep that good chi energy. You guys have heard of chi. So that's what it is. It's that holding on and keeping that chi for yourself. Of course, we're out there to be of service to help others, but it is that beautiful balance, right? It's a balance.
Mhm.
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 So I hope that you guys are amazingly sensitive and empathic, and both Kelley and I can feel that. I'm sure other people on the call understand that, this is really a time in our life in 2024 to really have respect and reverence for each other's space, right? Our personal space, but also to understand the magnificence of our own energy field and what we can create and manifest, and what we can do when we express kindness. I mean, kindness is a superpower, right? We need more kindness in it, right? But understanding that you have so many gifts within you, and Kelly and I are here to help you understand that you are fully equipped. Right? We're just here to help you balance them and strengthen them, and really create that beautiful, healthy life.
It's so important to find gratitude every day. I
Mhm.
really feel that, that can help with so much. When I start to have my, what I call my pity party for, oh, I lost my son, I'm so sad, and, those types of things. And like, I didn't do everything I wanted to do in life. But you know what? Then I start to tell myself, well, I'm not that old. I'm still going to try to do everything I wanted to do. And my son's still with me in my heart. I feel him and I feel connected to him. And I learned so much from him. So I try to find all the positive things when I have my pity party. And it does help a lot with my sadness. It's not to say that it cures it, because I think that, as humans, we're supposed to experience pain. We're supposed to experience the highs and the lows. It's life. Life is up and down. It's roller coasters. It's not supposed to be this boring straight line, because then you're not learning, you're not growing, you're not evolving as a soul. You're stuck in one place your whole life. That's not what life is about. So to love is to also experience grief. If you're going to ever open up to love, you're going to experience grief. It's part of life. We're going to have the highs and the lows. It's what do they call that? The yin yang, right? It's part of life. So whenever I get that sadness or I feel depressed, I try to go back to myself and tell myself, no, I had the best life with my son. He was, we got to spend time together. We have amazing memories. Like I have all these things. He taught me so much. He made me laugh. He made me smile. Like those things help me lift myself up. So I hope that helps anybody who is experiencing grief or anxiety or sadness or depression this time of year, because I'm in Sacramento and let me tell you, that sun has not been out for weeks. And I agree. Somebody posted in here about the sun. I grew up at the beach. I'm used to the sun year round. It's hard the winter months for me in Sacramento. I've told my husband I'd like to get a beach house for the winter and go down south from like October until April and then come back in April, for 6 months of the year because it's so cold and gloomy here. But I'm learning to deal with it. And I think that, we can learn to deal with it and finding the positive and finding the sun when it comes out. Every time the sun comes out, I'm outside. Yes. So a lot of people are experiencing that. She's in Chicago. Oh, this is beautiful. So she had 23 great years with her daughter. That's beautiful. Exactly. I try to look at it not in the sadness, but in the positive. Like, what an amazing experience. He taught me so much. And he did. He was the biggest teacher in the world. And he works with me now. He loves to bring me clients. I love that.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Spirit brought you in at the right time, Dee. That's how it works. That's how it works. Thank you for sharing. Yes. Pain. So Anna Pizzello, pain has made me much deeper and empathetic to the human condition. It's true. It's kind of like an awakening in a sense. We lose somebody we love or something happens that we weren't expecting. It can really throw us off our balance, but at the same time, it really brings in that empathetic feeling to the human, like life. It's not easy, but it is beautiful and it is worth it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a level of connection that you can't help but be aware of, right? When you're going through that or after going through grief, right? Whether you're in or feel like you're through it, or when you're looking back on it, it changes all of us. I mean, there is no one in my world that I've ever met that it hasn't changed your life completely.
Right.
Lose a loved one, a friend, or just the process of grief, and to really allow yourself to be however you are, whatever you are. Allow yourself to trust that you are being taken care of by like a higher power while you're moving. But we are here to help and to be there and share with you how much it does open you up intuitively, because you are connected to the afterlife. Your love for your person that just passed, your energy is over there, so to speak. Like your energy is so open through the emotions, through the awareness, intuition. So I know it's hard for people. It's never easy for anyone. So just know that. And everyone, there's no time frame for grief. No time.
Yeah, and I love this. All feelings are safe and natural and okay to feel and make you strong to have them. That's from Brianna, my niece. Again, she's super intelligent because she's related to me.
We've got to have her on the show, Brianna.
She's shy. She won't come up here. I know. You can come up with no picture, Brianna. Just have your thing and talk. See, people want to hear you, Brianna. She does my astrology report every Sunday, and I think it's beautiful. I could just be bragging because she's my family, but I think I'm accurate. I'm like that annoying mom that's proud of her kids and her nieces and nephews.
I do feel that anxiety too, sometimes anxiety, it's about going within. It's not easy, but I got to tell you, sometimes anxiety is almost as if tuning into your intuition, tuning into your own guides and angels. And that's what I teach, or wherever you do experience it just through meditation. You can find out, but sometimes anxiety is it's more than, I mean, there's a lot there to open up anxiety too. I know sometimes when I get a little bit of, when I get a little anxious, or I feel like, oh my God, spirit's with me. I know spirit's with me. Before I go, before I do my public demonstrations or my Zoom demonstrations, even the day before, I feel the spirit getting excited through. So I know that I feel it. I know they're coming through. They're telling me they're here. They're ready.
And one of the things I have noticed, that grief, and I'm a visual person. To me, I visualize everything. So I'm going to give you my visual, what grief is to me. You're this egg, and you're like this perfect little egg, and then you lose somebody, and suddenly you're this cracked egg, and you're just spilling out everywhere. That's grief to me. It's like you fall apart in a sense, but at the same time, you're cracked wide open, and you're full of emotions, you're full of feelings, and you feel everything, and you don't know what it is, unless you've been developing in your spiritual. Otherwise, you're just sensitive, because we all have this gift, whether you know it or not. Some are just more open than others and are aware. And some people walk around invisible, not like knowing that they're so open to the spirit world, not knowing what they're feeling. So the grief just cracks you open, and suddenly you feel the world on your shoulders, and you're so overwhelmed that you can walk in somewhere and you see a waitress and you feel her pain, and you start to cry. And you're grieving your child, or you're grieving your loved one, but you're crying for this lady and you have no idea why, but there's something going on in her life, right? These things just happen. That's what grief does. It opens you up. A lot of people come into mediumship after they lose a loved one because they got cracked wide open, I call it. But they had the gift. They just were ignoring it.
You're broken. It's a broken heart, but you're broken open into something more than. It's like learning about yourself in a whole new way, right? You're learning a part of yourself. You're learning more of who you truly are. And grief is not only losing a loved one. Grief can be, not to take this lightly or to compare it in any means, but grief can come in other ways where it's unexpected loss, of other things, right?
It could be friendships. It could be a job. My neighbor lost a job that she's had for, I think, 10 years. And it was back in October. I think we were with you, Cheryl, in New York when she got fired or let go. They laid off like 100 people. She's still grieving that. She's having a rough time. It hits people hard because that was her life, her identity. But like, she was so secure in that job. And, that can be grief. Losing a friend. I lost a friend one time, and I was so close to that friend, and it was just like, I felt like the loss of a loved one in a sense, because it was almost like that person died, even though they didn't, because they weren't part of my life anymore. That can be, grief. Lots of different things can cause grief. People always think it's death. It's not always death. It's other things. It's the death of something, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
Like a divorce. People could grieve a divorce. It's just the
divorce, right?
Of living, your life a certain way for a long time with a certain person, and then that changes, and then there's some energy, right, that's in you're transforming, right, but there is a loss of that reality that you knew, and now you're stepping into this moment of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and your heart keeps cracking over and over. Grief is unspent love. Totally. I would love to say, oh, it's been almost 8 years and everything's great now, and I don't miss I miss my son, but I don't. But that's not true. Every day I have probably like what I call mini cries, where something will trigger a memory, and I'll be like, oh, I'm so sad he's not here. I still have the urge to pick up the phone and call him and tell him what's going on, and then I remember, okay, I can't. So I wish, maybe I don't wish now, but in the beginning, I wished all that would go away and I wouldn't feel that. Now I feel like, no, it's my reminder that even though he's not physically here, he's still here with me and I feel him. It's because he's come and he's reminded me that he's with me. But my human brain was like, well, you're not physically here. You're not here and I'm sad, or I want you here. So I always, pull myself right back out of it, but I allow myself to have that mini cry for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it is. Maybe it's just a couple tears. But I think that that's healthy. I think that that's real, and that's what grief is, and that we can't just shut it down and turn it off, because that would make you inhuman. To me, that wouldn't be healthy, because you're basically not letting your feelings out. It's almost like when you have to yawn, you've got to yawn. It's a release of energy. When you sneeze, it's like another release of energy. You can't hold a sneeze in. You can't hold your grief in. You got to allow it, and you would allow it to happen at its own pace for you. But at the same time, you have to take care of yourself too.
And when you're crying, it can be times of healing as well, right?
It is healing.
A healing process.
Mm-hmm.
Cry.
I love a good cry. My husband looks at me like I'm crazy. He's like, "Why are you crying?" Because it just feels so good. Sometimes I just miss him, and it feels good to let it all out.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Have your husband on too.
What? Is he on?
No, we have to have him on the show too.
He'd entertain you all.
People.
He's a character. 11 years ago, I lost twins. I felt like every place I went, there were twins. I didn't want to leave the house for almost a year. I relate to that.
Yes.
When my son died, I had just opened a crystal store in Huntington Beach, and all these young people were coming in the year before he died that wanted to know about spirituality, and they were newly sober. And my son was trying to be sober, and he was also newly sober. And so I felt like the universe was bringing me children like my son. And then when my son passed, those kids were so instrumental in my healing, because they supported me and came to the store, and they were like, tell me stories about how I helped them, with their sobriety, and how they met my son. And, it was really beautiful. They didn't know my son from him. They knew him from me, and they came in to support me. And I feel like that was the universe helping prepare me for my son's passing. And we all assumed it was overdose, but it was a heart condition. But he was dabbling in drugs, and that probably didn't contribute. But he had a rare heart condition when he died. So it was difficult. I was traumatized. That's the truth. But I handled it. I came through it. It was hard on the family, but I would say we're closer than ever because of it. It brought us close together.
It can do either, right? It can bring you closer or farther apart, or it's different for everyone. Yeah,
it is different for everybody. And there's the thing, there are no rules, so you can't judge somebody for the way they're handling it. They're doing their best. Maybe they're handling it better than you think they should, but maybe they're in a good place, and I feel very connected to my son. I say that my spirituality developed a few years before he passed, and he was very excited for me and happy about me becoming a medium. He actually went to some of my workshops with me and tried it himself, and to support me. And he worked in my crystal store and learned all about chakras and crystals so he could help in the crystal store. Wasn't his thing, he told me, but he wanted to support me. And I honestly think, had I not had my spiritual gifts in place before he passed, I probably wouldn't have gotten through it the way I did, and wouldn't been able to have gotten through it with my family the way we did. I always say believing in grieving is what got me through the grief. So believing that there is an afterlife, believing that they're still with us and that we can still connect, that's what gets me through every day, and that I'm going to see him again. And I do believe that with all my heart, and I know it is true. To me, it's true. Yeah,
and that's why people get on the path too, to find those answers, and so we're all being called to do this work, or to step into our true identity, or to understand more about our spirituality for many reasons. We're drawn to it. We have a loss in the family. We're looking for answers. Yeah, lots of different reasons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's 8 o'clock, Cheryl, and we didn't even make our announcements. We just got talking, and Brianna was reminding me to make announcements. I do
Brianna?
want to announce a couple things. She was like, "You guys have to make your announcements," like 10 minutes ago, and I said, "Yeah, we're going to do it." So I do want to make one big announcement, like not a big one. I am doing in-person readings in Sacramento. So if you're in the Sacramento area or nearby and you would like to get a reading, I'm heading out of town in February for like 3 weeks. So I'm doing readings this Saturday and next Saturday. So if you are interested in a reading in person at my only in person, I'm not doing Zoom, at my shop in Sacramento, email Kelley at mediumkelly.com, and Brianna or I will get back to you with available time slots for you to book, and she will walk you through the process of booking. Let me know. And then I also have my event coming up February 3rd in the evening at 7 p.m. It's called Open Mic Night for Platform Mediumship, and it's all the mediums in Sacramento or surrounding areas that want to come and practice. So there'll be, right now I think we have 4 mediums that have signed up, plus myself, that's 5. It's a 2-hour event. There's wine served. You'll get some great wine. We'll have a charcuterie board that I put together, and I have fun doing that. Maybe even we'll have other eventually. Tickets are $50, but I think it's worth it. It's a fun date night. Come with a friend. You'll have a good time, and it's a great location, lots of room. We can get a big crowd in there, so I'm excited. Oh, Liz, you're coming. Yay, I'm so excited. I love Liz. And she just got married. She's a newlywed. So it is a great night. Some amazing mediums. Some are my students. Some are not my students, but they're amazing, and they're from the community, and I'm really happy to support everybody who wants to learn. And then I head to Egypt. Well, the Conscious Life Expo with Cheryl from the 8th through the 11th? Or is it the 9th through the 11th? 9th, 10th, and 11th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we will be there at the Conscious Life Expo. Our booth is going to be called Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed. I am doing readings there. If anybody would like a reading, you just have to purchase a ticket. If you want to get a reading scheduled with me at the Conscious Life Expo, again, email Brianna or myself at Kelley at mediumkelly.com, and we will help you schedule on. I'm doing them if you want to come to the event, or if you want to do them after hours. I'm going to do readings in my hotel as well. So check that out as well. And then when I come back, I have a bunch of events starting in March online and in person. So go to my website, mediumkelly.com/events, and you can see all my upcoming events. And I'm bringing mediums to the store. I have Colby Rebel coming in April. I'm working on getting AJ Barrera. I'm working on getting Cindy Keza, Thomas John, Cheryl to come and teach and do a dem, and Jules Davis from LA to come and do a dem and teach her Reiki and crystals and all of that. So I'm very excited about having an in-person space and to bring people in to learn. Go ahead, Cheryl, your turn.
Well, thank you, Kelley. It's lovely. And for everyone, look, I'm starting a monthly mentorship. I'm starting a monthly membership. It's called Energy Transformation Sessions. It's about understanding your energy field, and as we approach getting into 2024, really how to manage, stay spiritually fit, right? So it's all about having spiritual fitness. And if you register by February 1st, you'll get my free download of my ebook, Your Spiritual Fitness Guidebook. So please join me. That starts February 1st, but you can join any month throughout the year. It's just that you get that energy guidebook for free if you sign up before February 1st. And you can sign up monthly or annually is great. You can find out more on my website. And thank you so much for that link, Brianna. And then after February 1st, I'm doing a beautiful dim with Thomas John, February 8th. I'd love to see all of you there. It's an online event. Thomas and I will do 2 hours of readings online, and it's just lovely to work with him. And I hope you enjoy and you come to that as well. And then lastly, I have my Circle of Love, my small group reading event. I just finished one last night. It sold out. And my next one is February 23rd. I'd love to see you there. And that's a small group event online as well on Zoom. And then if you're once again meeting Kelley and I for the first time, I run a healing prayer circle on Sundays that's free to join. So I'd love to have you join my healing prayer circle. That's a beautiful event. It's every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So thank you.
I'm really excited this year. You have amazing events. I have amazing events. Good things are happening. I feel like it's not just for us, but I feel like for the universe. So I'm just excited. So far, the year has started off good. Even though I got sick, I'm still excited.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Because it's exciting. A lot is happening. Lots happening and becoming stronger, and just to understand about your energy field. That's what Kelley and I do as part of our mediumship and connecting with your loved ones, or learning about mediumship and developing. So I think it's an exciting year. It's really going to be a transformative year. I think that's my word for right now. Yeah, transformative.
AJ is so nice. He just joined our live on Instagram and he said, "Love you both." Thank you, AJ. We love you too. And hopefully we'll get you here in Sacramento and back on our radio show again. Everyone loved you. The store is not open yet. I am sorry to say we are going to be opening it in late March, early April. Been some setbacks, some electrical work, too much dust to bring inventory in, and then I'm traveling most of February. So we're going to be buying our inventory and setting up the store part in March, but I'm having events in early February and in March, even though the store won't be set up all the way, because it's an event center as well. But it's all coming. So thank you, everybody. I wish everybody the best.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week ahead. You've been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We'll see you back here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific and 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you again. And we so appreciated tonight. It was really such great questions. And I really think we really helped open people up and learned about strengthening their own energy fields, Kelley, really about empowering people. That's what we're all about.
If you're on IG and you're new to our show, we'll be on every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And now we're allowed to post on Instagram using our StreamYard. So we're very excited about that. So check us out next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. All right. Bye, everybody.
Namaste.